How's it going, EV team? We're gonna about to do a presentation of OptimumLab. What is it? How to get it? How to use it? Should we use it? And why would we use it? And I'm here with my team, which is formed by Gazi Abbas and Oluwadara Owoye, and myself, Nelson Barboza. So let's get right into it. What is it and how do we get it? It's a free software that you can get just by searching up OptimumLab in internet. Go to our official website. They're gonna get you through the whole process. You basically give them your email. They send you the zip file you need, and that you're gonna find the setup and a manual on how to set it up. Super easy and no complications whatsoever. From there, you're gonna open the app. You're probably gonna watch a YouTube video on how to use it, which we'll be having linked down at the end of the presentation. But these are the inputs you can adjust. From the vehicle, you can adjust the weight, the tire grip radius, rolling distance, parameter curves, which we play with all of them. We're gonna explain them later on. Track inputs, you can simulate the duration, you can get the energy usage and turning comparisons. Now, why would we use it? And it's a fast simulation software. If you don't have time to in real life test your vehicle, or if you're in a hurry, or if you don't want to waste the time or the resources in testing it, it's a really good software for that. Not the best if you're really trying to measure some details of the vehicle, still good. You can make a decision from that, decision-making power. And then you can compare your vehicle in different tracks. You download them and then you input them in the software. Because if you don't do that, you might have to create the whole track in SolidWorks and then put it in the software, which is a lot of work. How can EV team use it? Now, you can use it for the functions that I said beforehand, which is like in the design phase, you can design the vehicle, run it through the simulator, and then test it in real life. Or you can just do it before the competition just to know what you're going to be handling with for the driver, to know the car, the values, and what he might be expecting. And after the testing. That way you can have all your data and then know which one you should change or rearrange. We get different and outputs. Outputs are important, especially the EV specific outputs. We have a list of all of them. We play with the predicted lap time. We play with the energy usage, the battery mass, the torque and power of the motors, and the lateral and longitudinal Gs. Now, guys is going to explain the current design and the results.
Okay, thank you. So we're taking all our data from the Excel that was provided, that we input into the software. A couple of assumptions that we made was with rolling resistance coefficient, which is usually about 0.02 on asphalt or tar, which we found over a resource online. It's at the end. For the longitudinal frictional coefficient, we also found an average of 1.4, which is also taken from online. And for lateral friction, we basically took the highest and lowest maximas in the graph data provided in the tire data section of the Excel and took an average of that. And that's what we used for our input. Below is a couple of the table values. The results were, according to the current design, projected lap time is 45.84 seconds. I'm not sure how reliable the results are for that time that's provided because the fastest time in the past competitions was 71.87 seconds, and that wasn't even the UMD team. So I think OptimumLab doesn't take into account the driver's efficiency. Um, and so I think there should be at least a 10% margin of error that's to be expected. And since there's no data on our actual lap times, we cannot reliably compare these values. So here's our optimization process. The orange is our current design and our results for that. And then we ran through about 6 optimizations. The yellow highlighted values are the results that we're looking at and comparing, and the values in green are the variables that we changed. Um, Here's the results of all those optimizations. For optimization one, the time difference was negligible. Optimization two as well. In optimization three, however, we did get a 2.1 second difference, which was the most we've had so far in our optimization process. Next slide. you have optimization 4 to 6. Again, very minimum differences in 4 and 5. However, for optimization 6, we did get a uh, significant uh, decrease in the energy consumption value of 326.4 kilojoules.
So our expected performance, and we are going based upon the dynamic events. We see that in acceleration, when we lower the mass, there's a significant at lower the mass and lateral friction, there's a significant reduction in points, increasing the lateral friction will help us get the optimum number of points. Next slide. Increasing lateral friction again helps us get the optimal number of points. Um, Current design isn't optimal for skid pad. And then we see that lowering mass and lowering lateral friction again, lowest points. You need to increase lateral friction. Next slide for autocross. For endurance, we see that lowering mass and lateral friction, redundancy lowers the score. Increasing lateral friction is a way to go. And then again for efficiency, when we lower the tire rolling drag, lower points, but when we lower the mass and lower the tire radius, increase points, mass and score. So this is the engine and torque power. This is basically taken from the cookbook. We see that it's pretty intense drop off towards 550 RPM. It's our current design. Next slide.
So, final question, I guess, is should the EV team use OptimumLab? We've come to the conclusion through our optimizations and results of our current design that it can be useful, but it's only in specific cases. So, when trying to determine your track time would be a good way to use OptimumLab. Then, also, when trying to determine your engine power and torque or how your vehicle will perform at the track. And when needing an overall estimation of energy consumption levels, it is a good resource to use. However, it is missing um, some key factors that could help improve these results, like center of gravity and such. There's no available input for it. So I think that it is a good software to use to save time on, not running actual, or if you can't run the car and have some data before, but it could use some updates, and that would probably make the software a lot more useful to our team.
So to end the presentation, we added the best tutorial for OptimumLab that we could find in YouTube, which is here, linked down. Really recommend it if you're trying to use the app and learn from it. And here's the reference that we used. We used the 2012 Michigan track to do all these tests. And thanks for your attention, guys. Hope you guys make a good decision on where to use OptimumLab in the EV team in the future or not. Bye bye.